Today is going to be a bit of a DIY day again. This is my office. Currently, I have on this side all of the PlayStation 2 collection, and then a little bit just behind me here of PlayStation 2, but then this green wall here is just nothing. So at the moment, I've just got little bits on, like my Star Trek things, and other little bits and pieces. We're going to make that different today. Oh, and of course, this huge amount of stuff that goes all the way down the floor, and it's all games. It's time to actually shelve that. It's a really hot and humid day, so this is going to be hell, but we've got to do it. Let's get on. Every single one of these was collected during my time as a counsellor. There's one for almost every event that I've been to.
I didn't know you were filming.
Yeah, I always film for the vlog.
Oh dear. Well, you didn't know I could have been picking my nose or scratching my bottom.
How would this be different to any other day?
Or sniffing the fridge. I wasn't, but I just
election count, 2nd of May 2019, that's the night I lost. But this one made up for it when we got a majority. Oh my goodness, there's all kinds on here. The space is clear. Jen, would you like to come in and examine it? So you're saying that every single part of this house is bent?
Yeah.
Including us. And we're allowed to make gay jokes because we are gay.
Oh,
actually, anyone's allowed to make gay jokes. It's just whether they actually come across as appropriate is a different matter.
It looks like it leans out, but it actually leans in.
Are you saying that my game collection has warped your perception of space?
So this whole wall is leaning.
Are you saying that all my games in here are bracing this wall and holding it up?
This wall is thicker at the bottom than at the top.
That's like us.
It's trapezoid.
That's like us, if you think about it. We get thinner the further up we go. Okay, can you leave your science experiments until we're finished? It's hot and sweaty today, and now I've got someone making amateur science experiments. Oh dear.
When you finished waxing lyrically, can you put the pictures back? Because that's what I was measuring up to.
I think I'm measuring up to the door so that it didn't break.
Measuring up to the pictures so you didn't have to move them because they're in the right
Oh,
place.
well, I moved the pictures because I thought you needed the space.
No, you.
This is what happens when we don't talk. Right,
No,
I'll go and fix it. I'll go and fix it.
This is what happens when she assumes.
Jan, have you hit a snag?
I have, yeah. Basically what's happened is the wood is too thin for the screws that I have available. I'm just really ransacking in here for any screws small enough.
It doesn't look like you've got any screws small enough.
Well, I only need 4
20.
per shelf.
So you need 12 very small screws.
There's 3.
Is that a fan from a computer?
Yeah, all sorts of rubbish ends up in here.
It's Jenny's box of destiny.
What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to build this in the same style that I did before for the other ones. So, what I've got to work out is the best way of doing this.
I recommend the same route that you did last time, only using the sides of the existing ones as a brace.
Yeah, out of the scrap piece of plywood that I had, I've cut the back panel that will go against the wall. What you got to remember is you're now looking at it upside down. So this side that I've cut again out the scrap panel will go up against the existing set of shelves. Imagine the doors over here, existing shelves over here, floor down here, the top shelves are up there. So the next step is going to be put the very bottommost shelf on here, glue and screw that in. I'm using glue because I wasn't quite confident with the screws that I've got. They're either too long or too short, but they do seem to be working, so we're going to run with it. And then once this is in, what I need to do is I've got a copy of GTA San Andreas, there's a spare copy. That's going to give us our datum point, so we know how far up to come to get the next shelf in, and then the next set of shelves, and then hopefully that top one will work. But we'll come to that when we come to that. We are constrained by the size of the wood that I've actually got.
Of course, yeah. And then what's happening on this other side? Because at the moment it looks like if I stood games on that shelf, they would all fall off into the door.
Well, I've got another long piece of wood up there. I've got to cut the top shelf from that, but then I will also cut another piece that will go on the end, and it'll pretty much be like that.
Right, so that will cover
it'll go all the way up, and it will cover the shelf at the very top, which effectively has no back. It just uses the wall as its back. And that's how we cheat and get an extra shelf out of this build.
Fair enough. Well, shall we get on then, babe?
Indeed we shall.
So I have to hold that while you're screwing?
Yeah.
Okay. That's looking really good, Jan.
Yeah, you now get a sense of exactly what it is that you're getting. So if you imagine that this is the top, and this is the side that goes up against the existing shelves, and the door will be over there. So again, you're looking at it upside down. What we're going to have on this is you will end up with 3 shelves within the unit, and then the 4th shelf is kind of a bit of a cheat shelf in that it's just on top of this unit but underneath the next unit, and gives you that sneaky shelf without actually requiring much woodwork, if at all, for it.
Yeah, so, it's a great idea.
Yeah, and all I've needed for that is to just put on this additional bit on the end. So that's effectively the end of the above shelf.
But it works.
Yeah, it's a little cheat idea that I'm guessing a lot of DIYers do, because they'd be silly if they didn't.
Well, it makes good use of what you have.
Oh, very much, very much.
So what do we need to do now?
Right, it's easy but tricky, I guess.
It's this bit where we have to screw in these shelves.
Yeah, and we've got to make sure that we've got enough room for the actual stuff, but not so much that you end up with a shelf that is actually too thin to take stuff. So we don't have a lot of space to play with, so the idea here is to just try and... I think what I might actually do is cut a template. So effectively, from a scrap piece of wood...
Oh, something that's as big as a DVD.
Yeah, and I'll cut 2 of them, so we can have one at either end, and it'll be not the size of the DVD, it'll be the size of the DVD plus that little bit extra that we need above it. So...
All right, I'll let you get...
Just, come on, calm down. So...
I was kind of over-emoting, yeah.
As there's the length of our DVD, and we want maybe a little bit more on top.
So you're now going to just draw a line and then cut that.
Yeah, but first of all, I want to
make sure that it actually is this.
Yeah, measure twice, cut once. Yeah, that's about right. So they will now keep that shelf parallel whilst we fix it.
Excellent.
And then once we've got that fixed, we take them out, because they won't be fixed in, and put them in the next one. And then we can put them into the next one. And yeah, they do appear to fit.
Brilliant. Right, let's do it. So, that's the shelving, and it's pretty good. So what's the next stage, Jen?
I'm going to fasten it to the wall upstairs.
All right.
So this is a little bit of a tricky thing.
Well, it looks like it's fitted in immediately.
Pretty much.
Click every trip. So, do you want me to just hold it while you screw some pilot holes and all that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, let's do it. And that's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we need to hoover the dirt off.
And there we are.
I can probably put some screws there, but to be honest, I don't think it needs it.
I don't think it does. I think the best thing to do is leave it as it is.
So that'll give you... Can we work out actually how many it will hold?
Right, so we just quickly test placed 54 games on one shelf, and there's 4 shelves, so 216, Jen, give or take.
It'll be over 200 extra that's going to give you. So I guess what we're looking at there is that shelf over there can be cleared onto proper gaming shelves, and then your big box PC games will fit into that space, which is more suited for it.
Which will be excellent.
Because that frees up some of the mounting.
Yeah.
Also, the ones that are waiting to be filed can...
actually be filed, and that'll be nice.
Yeah. Also probably clear that shelf over there underneath. And by freeing up those shelves, you can put a lot more of your other stuff into proper storage spaces.
Yeah. So it's been a busy day, and tomorrow I've got the rest of this to do because, well, we didn't finish because I need to put all the big box games onto the shelves that the PlayStation used to be on, and all of the other stuff needs to come back in. But this is so different. I mean, just look at what's behind me. And it's basically games everywhere you look. I'm very happy. Thank you so much.
Don't mention it.
If you liked today's video, please consider supporting me on Patreon. And an extra special thanks goes out to Chief89 and Tepic. Thank you.